Hello everyone, thank you for meeting me with me today. I know you're a very busy marketing team, and I would like to talk to you today about the innovation process. Over the past several months, I have been in a course where I have learned all about design, innovation, product, concepting, and team building. These concepts help guide the product design process to create shared value and help better understand the business environment that we have to work with. Just as an overview, obviously what happens? Where does innovation come from? Well, first you have a problem or a product that needs to be made. So you can obviously start your planning, then move into your concepting, finally your validation, and then your production. This specific slide was taken from my professor in my class, but all of the following slides are either of my own design or of my group. So, the importance of innovation. What happens in this process is that it brings in outside sources. And by that, I don't mean hiring a consulting firm. I mean going within your own company, but throughout the different departments, including to include everyone to get their different backgrounds and insight and perspective in order to create a better product. Once you have your problem, then you can start going. The first concept that was presented is job mapping. With job mapping, basically you have your job and you break it down into steps. And within those steps, you have your outcome statements. Now, these outcome statements have a specific language, the Olwick language, which basically your outcome statements can only start one of two ways: minimize subject or increase subject, but it has to have a measurement in between. This is just an example of changing a tire that was my individual task. Each outcome statement can have an example of what could happen when of the outcome statement. After you have done your job map, then it is important to go to the customer. The customer, obviously, is who you want to please. They will tell you what they want, and they will tell you what they need. Once you've gone to your customers, then you can use what is called the innovation metric. And with the innovation metric, it contrasts the customer versus community value and the impact as well. Impact, customer and community, and value versus impact. There we go. And within this, you take the most important outcome statements from your job maps that your customers have decided, and then within that, you can rank them accordingly. So after you have put in writing your innovation metric, then next you can go to concepting. Now, the task in my class happened to be making a mousetrap. The important part about concepting is that you do not have to be an artist. The point is to get something visual into the process, because we've already had two aspects of written explanation, and now designing further, we have a visual aspect. As you can see, it is a very crude drawing, and each explanation only has one or two words to describe what is happening. Now, of course, this is not a final product or what would actually be on a production line, but of course, it is just a start. So what happens with that concept? Well, you combine your concept And in my case, in a group, we each came up with a concept. And from those concepts, we took our innovation metric outcome statements and we combined them into what is called the Pew matrix. Now, the Pew matrix, as you can see, has these colorful blocks. What are these colorful blocks for? Well, they're for kind of a measurement system of how well the product compares to the industry standard. Orange is worse than, blue is same as, and green is better than the industry standard. As you can see, there are quite a few orange, green, and blue on this screen. That's because no product is perfect, and that's why we go through this innovation process. After you have gone through, it is time to take things to the next level, or prototyping, a 3D model. I took my concept from 2 slides before and turned it into something tangible. As you can see, this mousetrap is crude as well, but it was just from items that are inexpensive, just to be able to show the rest of the team that your product can come off of the piece of paper. The objects are simple. They can be from a craft store, from the garage, from something lying on your floor. I happened to use styrofoam and floral wire. Now, of course, this is a very simple concept. My mousetrap just happened to be something where the mouse climbed in through on the top, and then he weighed it down, so it knocked it down. Once you have gone through your first set of innovation metric, then your first Pew matrix, you combine your concepts, and then you put in your prototypes. Now, as you go along, of course, there will be more issues, but you will also find better aspects. So with each concept that you make, it will be an adaptation of the one before to better go against the industry standard. Now, my class only did this process once, but in reality, what you could do is go over and over to make sure that nothing is missed. The 2 problems can arise if you don't do this. The first is that you can present the wrong idea, and because it's just not good enough, or it would be a good idea but presented in the wrong way because of lack of research or of prototyping. Also, at the very end, you compare to the old industry standard your new product. In this case, it happened to be the Victor mousetrap, the most simple mousetrap that comes to mind. So once you compare it, then you can further your process even more. So, why is this important and how does it help you? Well, shared value is what it's all about. In order to have shared value, you obviously have to come up with new ideas. You have to innovate every day to stay ahead in the business game. And like I said before, when you consult with other members in the company, meaning groups from marketing or research and development or accounting, you come together and you get your different ideas and the processes, and you come up with a better result than if you weren't doing that. And that is what I would like to share with you today. So thank you very much and have a nice day.